Hello everyone, can you hear? Yeah. Um, Good evening, actually, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Edgar from ETA Limited, and it's my pleasure to welcome all of you here to the HKEBA Seminar today. Before we begin, I would like to bring your attention to the questionnaire that placed on the chair. And please fill it in after today's seminar and return it to the reception. Before I pass the time to our keynote speaker today, allow me to introduce the organizer of today's seminar. The HKEBA was established in 2017 and was created to help SME in Hong Kong on the topics of omni-channel e-commerce through seminars and networking events. And we would like to thank Mr. Elton Chen, the chairman, and Mr. Matt Lee, the vice chairman of the HKEBA. And if you have any questions on e-commerce, they are the expert, and please ask them. Yeah, any question are welcome. And Elton used to be the head of electronics at Lazada and a consultant at Accenture, while Matt grew an e-commerce online store from 0 to 1 million in only 3 months. And today's seminar is also supported by the Trade and Industry Department and CUHK Business School for providing this venue today. And I would like to take this opportunity to thank the supporting organization and for making this seminar happen. But actually, there's a lot of past seminar, and please have a look, and I will not go through it each by each. And there's one seminar I want to mention. In one of the past seminar, we went to Taiwan, and this year to visit different kinds of startups. And this is our coming event, and you may scan the QR code here to register. I will give you a few seconds. Yeah. Seems everyone is ready. And I would like to talk about APTAS, my company. APTA is one of the supporting organizations, and we are specialized in mobile app development and IoT solution. And actually, we serve many multinationals around the world. And it's a great day, and let's have a photo. Yeah. Okay, let's squeeze a bit. Yeah. Oh, okay, that's fine. Thank you, everyone. And it's my great honor to introduce our keynote speakers today. We will have Mr. Andy Chen from Magento and Ms. Linda Lee from PayPal. And let me introduce our first speaker today first. And Mr. Eddie Chen is the partner sales manager from Magento. Eddie has over 20 years of experience working in IT industry with sales and marketing background. Recently, he joined Adobe to lead the e-commerce and digital experience solution partner channel in North Asia. So without further ado, please let me have some noise for Eddie.
I'm not getting used to use mic. Is it okay? Yeah. You can hear me right? Okay. I hate using the mic and wherever it's echo and all the feedback, those things. Can you let me just
go?
Okay, so good evening everyone. Thanks very much for having the time to share with us, and then hope we can share more experiences as well as we can chit chat later. And as the introductions, I'm Eddie. I am I joined Adobe for just 4 months, and previously I worked for Microsoft for 15 years. So I got most of the experience with the business solution, cloud, and my major charter in Microsoft is transforming all the on-premises solutions to cloud. So if you are talking about e-commerce experts, definitely go for Matt and Elton. But if you are talking about cloud, then definitely go for me. Okay? So I'm taking care of North Asia, and I just come back from Shanghai yesterday night. So I would like to share some of the trend as well as some of the other customer mindset in their regions, and just see if there is any valuable sharing that you can pick up. Of course, I will also trying to share some of the latest technology trend, and what Magento, after Magento become part of the company of Adobe, what will be the next technology trend as well as the future will be like that. So I would like to share more on that as well. So I have the charter to cover Hong Kong, Taiwan, China, as well as Korea. So these 2 months I travel around the regions, and then a lot of customers are starting to ramp up their e-commerce strategy, as well as to think about how they can bring up the brand awareness, especially with the e-commerce or with our omni-channel. But I would say that most of the customer mindset is not solely with e-commerce right now. They are thinking a lot of things right now. Just like some of the sharing, they're looking for flexibility, especially in China. Because I can say that China is one of the biggest e-commerce market, as well as the trading, no matter volume, just like the previous Double 11, right? They are really having the huge volume transactions during the Double 11 day. So flexibility is definitely what they are looking for. They are not talking about the flexibility in the platform alone, but also how to integrate with the best of breed solutions that they are coming from. And for example, in China, they need to integrate with WeChat, right? They need to integrate with Ali, or Alipay, no matter the different payment engine, of course PayPal, right? And they need to have a lot of integrations. But I would say that those of the best of breed solutions maybe last for 3 or 4 years, then eventually it change a lot. Just like I have a meeting with Tencent, they are talking about they're promoting WeChat Work right now. Anyone using WeChat Work? Please raise up your hand. Yeah. 1, 2, several only, right? So WeChat definitely a lot of people is using when they are shopping in China, having connections in China, right? But WeChat Work is definitely the next generation of communication tool that they are promoting in the enterprise area. So this is a new thing that they are coming, and every year a lot of different new things is coming as well. So they are looking for, most of the customer right now, they're looking for the flexibility. How they can have the flexibility to integrate those of the new emergent solutions. Just like one of my customer, they are thinking of if I can engage with the customer online, any other thing that they can engage with the customer offline. So I can tell when the customer last night they're visiting our brand website, they're looking for something. Then eventually this morning they're visiting our store in Pudong. And then how I can give them a coupon or a communication message so that we can have a tailor-made or personalized service to the customer. So flexibility definitely for any question that they're looking for. And the other thing is, as I've mentioned, headless. There's no single point that we can focus only to engage with customer anymore. Previously, we are talking about brand website, right? Well, a lot of things are talking about brand website. In China, they are talking about marketplace. And in Hong Kong, we're talking about mobile apps. But there's no single way that we can engage with customer that we can lead all the customer journey. So headless commerce right now become the omni-channel. So headless means any of the channel touch with customer can lead the conversations. So there's no focusing on only single channel right now. So headless commerce, and also focus on customer perspective. We're not talking about focusing on the transaction, focusing on the price, focusing on the product anymore. We're focusing on the customer experience, how they engage with our brand, different channel, how they engage with our apps, how they engage with our sales, how they engage with the social media. So they need to focus on they need to prepare the real-time thing, because customer is really demanding. They are not looking, they're not talking about, oh, if I'm purchasing product A this time, then eventually I can wait for 2 months to purchase product B. It's no longer whether. It's talk about in seconds. So when I purchase product A, then eventually, before I walk out from the store or I walk out from the e-store, then eventually there is another promotions, they become a new segmentations, they become a new type of customer, then eventually you need to respond right away. So this is what we call the real time. And also a new term is emerging. I'm not sure if you heard about customer data platform. Previously we talked about CRM, right? CRM database, we got the customer profile. But what means of customer data platform is aggregation of every of your channel touch with the customer. So no matter it's on web, on mobile, on your own transactional database, ERP, CRM, on your delivery system, and on social media as well. So this is the customer data platform that the customer is looking for, how we can aggregate those. And data is not siloed anymore. So you will starting to fade out those of the CRM data team, the marketing data team, the campaign data team. They talk about the customer data team is aggregated. Okay, so making sure it's real time. And of course, no Me Too. They hate Me Too. If you want to build your website, then never talk to the customer that is talking about Me Too. If you find that one of the website is the same experience, exactly the same graphics and layout and all those things, then eventually they hate it. So they're looking for differentiation right now. But of course, if you are a small company, you have no choice, you need to attach to Jingdong, Taobao. Those are the marketplace, right? Then eventually you have no choice, you need to stick with that. But if you are growing your brand, you're emerging, then eventually you're looking for no Me Too. Don't do the same thing. Okay? And of course, innovate faster. A lot of AI technology, machine learning, facial recognitions, VR, AR, IoT is emerging. How you can blend all those of the technology together so that you can connect with your customer effectively. So this is the thinking that behind that they're looking for. And of course, from the technology vendor perspective, we are innovating faster as well. So that's why Magento right now is under Adobe. Okay, so we are having unified a company. The whole Adobe right now is not only focusing on Photoshop creativity anymore. We are focusing on executions, how we can help our customer to compete effectively in the market. So from the creativity side, all the way to the marketing side, to the customer engagement side. This is the new Adobe that we are focusing in, and we are trying to tap into every of our customer journey so that we can help our customer to build their brand more effectively. So this is the visions. And of course, what we're looking for is making every moment can be a shoppable experience to our customer, to increase and enhance the customer experience on that. So what we're trying to do is have a personalized marketing. And there's no longer whether to have just a sample marketing campaign a year, and then you can have some of the promotion campaign in Easter, Chinese New Year, not anymore. Based on those of the major theme, then eventually you have a lot of personalized thing. For example, I have a preferences to buy some of luxury goods in Chinese New Year. And eventually you will have the personalized offer, you have the latest offer, you will become a VIP on that area. But of course, there will be a variation so that you can introduce much more other cross-selling opportunity as well. So personalized marketing and merchandising and omni-channel is a must. You can't omit any of the channel. You need to have mobile, you need to consider web, you need to consider of kiosks, you need to consider social media, and making it more complicated. Every region different, it have a different arrangement as well. So yesterday, and I'm talking with a customer in Shanghai, they talk about they want to have their brand promoted global. So the existing local arrangement is no longer valid. Because right now, they're in China, they're using WeChat, they're using Ali, they're using Weibo. They're using all those other things. But when they go out, they need to use Facebook, they need to use Google, they need to use PayPal, right? Then eventually you have another ecosystem that you need to tap into. So this is the omni-channel communications right now, but it's a must. Otherwise you can't survive. And you need to optimize the process. No matter it's a fulfillment, drop shipment, and a cross-border shipping, you need to take care of the logistics as well. Because if I'm in Paris, I need to order something in Taobao. You will see that how effective right now, right? You can have the goods maybe 2 days later, or right away. And of course, some of the product is downloadable. You can activate it over internet, and it's even more easy. So you have all those sort of optimization. Imagine if you want to buy something, if you want to purchase something, and you need to wait for 7 seconds. I think this is the general tolerance level for Hong Kong people. In China, it's 2 seconds. It's even demanding. But I would say that some of my colleagues in US, they said that they can wait for 2 minutes to wait to complete the transactions. So it's different culture with different arrangement. But I would say that when the US company starting to have the business in China, then eventually they're trying to propagate that arrangement and the service level back to US as well. So it's a good influence in each other on the market, but definitely how to optimize is one of the things. And of course, everyone is talking about AI. But what's AI? It's something really far away. Our approach right now is trying to diffuse the AI in every of the process. So you will see that later on. I will share with you what some of the latest announcements. The AI will be diffused into the Magento platform as well. So you have all those of the cross-selling, product suggestions, and the recommendations built in with the platform out of the box. So you are no longer to ask an AI expert to help you to configure, to define the model, to hire a bunch of data scientists to set it up, and analyze it, and eventually you can use it right away. So this is the AI the approach that we're trying to have the diffuse AI approach. And the last thing is, of course, flexibility and scalability. And you will never know your company will grow over 1 billion, 10 billions, 100 billions. So this maybe you can tap into different scale, you can tap into different capability. So the scalability and service performance is definitely one of the things that you need to look for. And of course, flexibility. You need to accommodate Hong Kong market, China market, and Taiwan market, right? Line is going to have a line pay. Yeah, and I'm consistent with them as well. So this is the arrangement that you need to have the flexibility so that you can tap into every of the new technology and then you can reach to your customer. So flexibility is very much. Okay? So with the Adobe solutions, the advertisement and the Creative Cloud, the Document Cloud, anyone not using PDF, please raise up your hand. I don't think so, right? So this is Document Cloud, but of course we introduce a lot of workflow and all those of the document sign features there. And you will see that the last one will be the Experience Cloud. It's the customer experience. And these 3 clouds are already connected. I'll give you one example. I think you're working with some of the marketing team, definitely. Marketing team needs to build some of the new photo, new product. They have a photo shoot. They got a really beautiful photo, want to post it in the website. And then you will have all those sort of price tag so that you can make the transactions for the customer, right? And in the past time, your agency need to post or send you a photo for approval. Then eventually, once after back and forth several rounds, you approve it, and then your IT team take the final access, the photo access, to make it on the content of your website. And then your e-commerce team is going to be in place to set up all those of the pricing, product catalog, and all those things. And then ultimately it's published to the web, and then make it purchasable from your customer. It takes around a month or 2 months, something like that, right? But you can imagine right now, you can have your agency digitally on cloud to share with you all those of the assets. You can have the preview on your website, and then you can approve it right away. After approval, all those of the assets will load to the experience cloud, propagate to your website with your scheduled timeline, and then you will have all those of the arrangement in place with a click. So this is the speed as well as the productivity that we are trying to have all those of the cloud solutions as well as Adobe solutions to help our customer to drive that kind of productivity as well as the seamless arrangement. For advertisement, those are the products. I'm not going to be in detail on that, but definitely a lot of product has been used by your marketing team already, because Adobe is quite dominant in the marketing solutions arrangement, right? And the most important thing is, you will see this layer, the Adobe Sensei. This is the Adobe AI. We are using a name, Japanese Sensei, which is mean teacher, right? And this teacher will help you to guide through advertisement, how you want to precisely target your customer in a particular channel, then eventually drive through all those of the analytics, besides segmentations, to help you to suggest what product to be promote to your customer to get the biggest return, and then what is the actual execution on all those things. So the AI is diffused to all customer training. This is the directions that we are looking for. And some of the highlight, of course, you will say that, oh, the Sunset is a really funny story, it's a complete picture. What will be the offering right now? Within Magento on the Adobe's Commerce Cloud, this will be the new name. And Magento will be still here, but eventually we will have the Adobe Commerce Cloud to be the product future. So this Commerce Cloud will be a unified B2C and B2B solutions. Before the event, we have a discussion with some of the audience talk about, oh, they are having a B2C and trying to build, have the extension to B2B, and then they will have the marketplace extension as well. So this is the perfect platform that you can have. You are no longer to have a B2B, have a B2C, as well as a marketplace platform, which is 3 separate platforms. You can have a single platform to have B2C, B2B, and B2B2C. And also you can have D2C and all those of the extensions, right? But eventually this is a single platform that you can have. But this is the commerce platform, not only for commerce only. And we have the order management, which is the new one, the omni-channel order management. This is an additional service that you can purchase. This is a SaaS service. It's based on subscriptions. So just want to highlight one thing. The most important part is Magento right now is on the cloud. It's a subscription service. So your previous image about or perception about, oh, you need to install the server, you need to have all those of the IT infrastructure in place, you need to purchase your own thing to host all those things, it's no longer ready. You can have it by click already with all those of the SaaS platform arrangement. Of course, you will looking for some of the visualizations, personalizations, customization, of course, that will be having additional work on that. But from the platform perspective, it's readily available. So you can have it right away out of the box. And the omnichannel order management is a new service that we are adding onto the whole cloud platform, so that you can manage all those of the advanced order management, the scenario like drop shipping, offline shipping. You can visualize all those of the inventory around your store, around your third-party warehouse, around your marketplace. So you can mobilize it in case you want to have a drop shipment order and the customer prefer to get from your central shop. Then eventually you can arrange the order, put it online, and then ship to the central store, and then fulfill the customer order. So this is the arrangement that we're trying to have, the omnichannel order management. And of course, BI, everyone is talking about BI, AI, BI, CI, maybe. And the BI is talking about you can have all those other things. I can show you some of the arrangement. Let's talk about the order management first. You can have different channel, no matter it's a web, mobile, IoT. Because when you go to a store, then eventually you can trigger something to share with the customer and then send to the customer as well. So one of my customer is thinking about they can install some of the IoT thing when the customer pass by, then eventually we notify the shop manager that particular VIP is coming in, then they can come out to greet the VIP customer. This is definitely for luxury goods, it's not for fast fashion, right? But eventually this is the thing that we can incorporate with different technology to have. And so you can aggregate all those of the orderable channel. You can aggregate all those of your inventory, no matter it's in transit, no matter it's in 3PL, no matter it's in your store or in your understore. And then you can mobilize all those of your inventory to fill your customer order so that you can optimize the arrangement on that. So this is the key thing that we're trying to have. So you will see that the order management help you to handle all those other things. Different inventory, drop shipment, fulfillment, online or online, offline with store, POS. You can have all those of the possible arrangement. This most important thing is it is a SaaS solution. It's out of the box. So all the features is readily available. Okay? And of course, talk about BI. The most important thing is the Magento BI is come with the Adobe Commerce Cloud over and free of charge. Okay, so this is the most important thing is free of charge, it's out of the box, it's there. So you can use the BI product to have this kind of report. Inventory turn, the click, the frequency, the turnover, and all those other things. And the most important thing is you can define unlimited reports that you suit your stuff, suit your business. And also there will be workflow defined, and then eventually you can have all those scheduler to define all those of the predefined report there. So you can, for example, your boss, when he wake up back to the office, they will have to report right away on that, available for him to consume and then make the decisions right. Okay. So this is the thing that is come with the whole solution package. Of course, you talk about expanding to not only e-commerce. This is the Adobe Visions. And this is what we call the real-time CDP, the real-time customer data platform. And we are really ambitious. We are trying to aggregate all the channels. You will see that web, mobile, front end, other event, and other trigger, even IoT device trigger. And then you aggregate all those of the database that you have. No matter it's ERP, third-party inventory system, warehouse management, order management, and all those things. And then you will have a total data consolidated platform to be centralized here to have the real-time customer profile. And the most important thing is we got the AI tap into. We got the data platform interface that is readily available so that you can have all those of the things aggregated. So the scenario become real. Last night I have went through this chair and then eventually I purchased this chair this morning through the card, online card, and then right after my purchase, then eventually there will be a recommendations that, oh, you should consider this table as well. And for this table, you may get a better price because you have already have a chair. And then when I use the mobile apps, there will be all those informations, all those of the promotion message, and come through. And then you will dynamically have the dynamic segmentation for your customer so that you can create your campaign more effectively based on their behavior. I think this is the dream that most of the marketer is looking for. They want to track the customer behavior and then respond it right away. Okay? So with the diffuser AI, eventually we can automate the targeting. That's the scenario that I'm talking about. You can target based on the customer behavior, what time they visit the website, what time they're using the mobile app, what time they visit the store, and then to determine how you're looking for, how you're trying to approach the customer without your intentions, because the AI engine is helping you on that. And then you will have all those on the channel with the personalized experience. It's no longer that you need to crunch all those of the different websites, you need to send an email to my VIP customer to have the personalized VIP sales, something like that. This is automatically generated. And then most of the thing is the content will be followed, and then you can have the real-time data to to understand what your customer behavior, the campaign effectiveness, and then you have all the things in place. So real time is one of the things that we are trying to have. And this is, as I mentioned before, there's no patience in the China regions. China people is really impatient for those sort of rating. They can only tolerate for 2 seconds. So if you pass 2 seconds, if you respond in 5 seconds, then eventually they will go away already. Okay, so this is the way that we are trying to have the real-time arrangement to be with the technology to help you to engage with your customer more effectively. This is the way that we're trying to help our customer to build up their brand. Because branding is building day by day. It's an accumulated effort. It's not talking about a one-off event or a one campaign that we can achieve the brand value, right? Okay. So some of the considerations when you are talking, because you would say that, oh, Adobe Magento, you got a lot of competitor, right? I can say that Salesforce, Software, and a lot of local BigCommerce, WooCommerce, some of the arrangement around the regions. But why you consider Magento? Some of the considerations. So when you're trying to have your own brand, because one of the customers, they're using Software right now, and they're trying to migrate to Magento. The major reason is because if they are having the multiple brand, they want to grow further, then eventually there's limitations on that. And right now they are really attached to the marketplace in China. And do you know that how the transaction fee as well as the revenue sharing model with the China marketplace? I know this, the latest rate is 40%. So if you have your own brand website and then tap into the marketplace channel, the revenue sharing model is only 20%. So if you're doing $1 billion business, 20% really means a lot, right? And if you're doing 10 billion business, then you think that how large is the amount. So this is one of the things that you should consider when you're having your own brand website. And of course, if you're thinking of multiple brands, some of the customer is thinking, oh, I should have brand A, B, C, so that I can tap into different customer segment and then have all those of the arrangement in place. But I just got one team. How can I handle all those of the arrangement? So they are thinking of, if I got multiple brand, multiple segment, then a single commerce site as well as customer site can help definitely to save a lot of effort. They want to provide more personalized service. So if they're looking for a really personalized, tailor-made service, including some of the live chat, WeChat mini program, and all those of the intimate service that they were trying to have, then eventually you should consider Magento, because the flexibility that help you to integrate all those of the different channels right away. It's not talking about you need to wait for the vendor to build all those things. You can have your own customizations. The most important thing is, even though we are offering cloud, we allow you to do the customizations. So this is the, I think this is one of the key value propositions that we are standing in the market right now. And in particular, you want to streamline the integrations. You want to integrate with ERP, third-party, logistic provider, payment engine, payment gateway, PayPal. By the way, PayPal is out of the box supported by Magento, so no need for further customizations. Okay? And you're looking for AI, machine learning, to build your own data to empower your business. I think this is the most important thing, because most of the time, when the brand grows, they are thinking of how their customer behave, right? But if you are attached to a marketplace, sorry, you just got your transaction data, nothing else. So you may consider to have your own brand website so that you can capture, to connect with your customer. This is the first step, and then you can capture their behavior so that you can have all those analysis. And of course, if you don't want Me2, this is something in Taobao, Tmall, something like that. It's the same thing. Then you should consider Magento as well. And of course, kind of thing is, if you're thinking of data empower business, you want to empower your business with the data that you have with your customer, then you should consider Magento as well, because you got all the data ownership on that. But of course, you need to follow the local rule for the PII governance, right? So, because in China, you can't get all those sort of PII outside China. So this is the thing, just like in India, in Germany as well. So this is the thing that you should consider on all those things. Okay, so I think I'm almost run out of time, right? Sorry for speaking a bit fast, but eventually I just want to share with you the latest trend, the customer sharing with me, and I would like to share with the audience as well, and all those of the technology that we can achieve in the latest era, and the future is coming for the digital world, and see how we can help you to navigate the journey together. Okay, so I will stay here as well, so later on we can have further discussion. If you're looking for some of the particular customer, you're interested in some of the case study scenario, you want to know how H&M is doing in China, then we can exchange that time, then we can further discuss. Okay, so thank you.
So actually, thank you very much for the insightful speech. And next we will have Ms. Glenda Lee, Business Development Manager from PayPal, and she is an expert in payment service, e-commerce, and payment solutions, and a lot of experience in marketing and business development. And so let's have some welcome.
Good evening, and thank you HKEBA for inviting us to join this wonderful sharing tonight, and wonderful sharing from Magento as well. So before I start, I think most of you have heard about PayPal, and any one of you guys are using PayPal to make payment, for purchase things, right? Okay, thank you for supporting us. And and today I'm going to show you that we are the only payment channel that not only have personal accounts but also business accounts. So today I'm sure some of you are thinking about maybe starting a business in e-commerce business in the coming time, or want to get some information before starting your real business. And today as a payment expert, then I would like to share with you guys some insights on how to make, choose what kind of some latest market insights on payment trend, and also what kind of product we are going to support in Magento, and how we are utilizing our experience and our products so that to make your conversion rate of your online shop to improve. And these are the areas that I'm going to share. Okay, so let me share a little bit background about our company. So actually we have an office in Hong Kong, and some of my clients that tell me that they're not aware there's someone in Hong Kong to support. Then we actually have an office starting 20 years near here in Wan Chai. Yeah, and then we are over 200 countries that having PayPal support, and then there are 250 million accounts that are using worldwide, and around 22 million that are from business account. It means that you're using our accounts for business transaction. And we support in Hong Kong, you can use Visa, Master, Amex, Discover, and China Union Pay. Then for, of course, now maybe you're thinking about starting business in Hong Kong, but later on, maybe you can export to China or Japan or Southeast Asia or even Europe. A lot of companies that are selling products directly to US or Europe, then we can also utilize our platform. And we also acquired Braintree in 2014, so that Uber is using Braintree. Then we can support direct credit card payment, and then together with PayPal, and they also have WeChat Pay and Apple Pay, Android Pay that can be supported. Okay, so for our as a payment industry, then we forecast that the trend will be good in the coming time, especially on mobile commerce. Mobile, because now a lot of it's common for us to use mobile. Even mobile can be more important than a wallet. Maybe some of them agree. So that whenever we go to during the travel time, we will do some searching of the Facebook or some apps that are easy to make a purchase through mobile. So that we see that the trend for mobile commerce will be increased, and around there will be around 37% will go faster on mobile commerce. And then we have done a survey, cross-border survey before. In last year, you can scan this QR code to to get our latest survey result, then we see that there is some like top industry that are doing well in border and post border. For like post border, the first industry that doing well will have clothing, some selling fashions, accessories, and then the second one will be toys and some entertainment games, and the third thing will be foreign with some baby products, and then last but not least will be the customer cosmetic and beauty products, which women market always the king. Yeah, and for importer, which means Hong Kong, in domestic market, then the ranking the first one industry will be travel, because like Hong Kong always like travel, like going to trips, so it's ranked first one. And the second industry that come along will be fashion and clothing. And the third will be food and some drink or wine, which also part of the hobby as a Hong Kong citizen. And foreign will be the events, like including some paid events or similar or some concerts. So we also done a survey to understand our consumer. That means people who used to purchase. Because when you do business in e-commerce, you always need to understand what the customer is thinking, what they're concerned about when they make a purchase online. So we have interviewed 500 like consumer in Hong Kong, with range around in the middle of different industry and ranges. And we found that there's some concerns from those customers that when they're making purchase online. And the top three one will be first, I'm concerned about the privacy. Whether when I make a purchase online, will my data being collected by someone else, which is unauthorized captured by other parties. The second one will be whether the payment method is easy, like as what we discussed about, Eddie mentioned before, like if too long purchasing time, then the customer may feel annoyed and then they will drop off. And this is whether it's convenient for customer to pay is one thing that during the whole checkout, whether it's fluent or not, is also affecting. The third one is I don't know the brand. Now I'm not sure if you guys do you like Instagram? I always use Instagram, and there are a lot of promotion that through Instagram that promoting some overseas like online shops, and then with a very attractive price, with a beautiful products. But when saying around 70% off is quite good price, right? When I click into it and then I want to purchase that bag, then when it comes to the payment, I don't know what kind of payment company they're using, and they're asking directly to enter your credit card information. At this moment, are you still brave enough to go ahead with the checkout? I doubt so. Yeah. For me, I just stop there, and then I think it may not be a very good website, and I'm not sure whether after I pay, I'm able to get that product. So this is something that like our normal consumers will think about. And from the survey, we divide the consumer into 3 different kind of categories. So 3 different color. So one is blue and green and red. Yes. And for red is traditional payments, a traditional consumer that like prefer traditional payment method like cash, just like using cash to pay. This is traditional consumer, which is highlighted as red. And for green is those consumer that I can adapt my cards. I like using debit card or credit card, but I don't like online payment. I don't prefer using digital payment wallet. And for blue will be those easy to adapt with digital payment. Like I prefer paying by Apple Pay, Android Pay, PayPal, WeChat Pay, different kind of, or even PayMe, yes. And during the survey, we find that whenever there is coming to a promotion, or whether the consumer are reacting fast, or even the scale of spending they're willing to do, always the few customer that going to really faster. So that if you are planning to do an online e-commerce site, then we'll start to target those blue customers. So for us, because we learned that customers are aware about privacy. So for PayPal, we have set these privacy strict. We get SPF license, and then we have before PCI compliance, and we need our partners to follow with SSL, which when they build a website, they will their private information will be encrypted when they enter on the website. And then we also have an AI system to detect the daily transaction. If we locate through our system, if we find that that customer being suspicious and then purchasing item from somewhere very far away, and then if they're trying to go to your website to pay, actually our system will reject the transaction. And then we also have a protection scheme like seller protection scheme or buyer protection scheme to lower the cost that when you're facing fraud. So now we are talking. Let's explore more on what kind of thing we can aware that when we start to do online business. First, one of the data that I would like to share is you see the blue part increasing. What is the graph is showing about is the abundant rate. So at the beginning we shared that we feel confident with the e-commerce trend that is increasing, but at the same time the abundant rate, like shopping cart abundant rate, is also increasing. And the more environment become rich, and you also see that a lot of competitors that popping up, like if you want to compete with you. So during this environment, how we can improve the situation? Then we have some tips to improve the conversion, and let's see how we can see from an angle of a checkout process. So our marketing team has some insights that can share with you guys. Is from in general when you build a website, as Eddie mentioned before, also agree with is the omni-channel. Like you may have you can utilize the data and then the channels that you expand your business. Then you can see first of all, there's 3 steps. The first one is you need to know where your customer come from. Are they through some ads going to your website, or the direct search by search engine, or they actually through some events or social media channel to go into your website. And you need to know where they come from, and then classify with whether they are new visitor or existing visitor, or even your existing clients. You can have a CRM to divide this kind of data so that you can prioritize with different offer to them. For example, if they're new clients, they not yet try your products, you may have some attractive discount to draw them attention to buy that product. And for existing clients, if they already try your product, is there anything add value things you can serve your existing clients to upsell them? And this is something that you can think of to improve the checkout rate. And then if after they purchase, you can also utilize the CRM to send some marketing marketing emails to get them get connected even they finish purchase. For example, some of them will use to invite them to become a member, or there's any other channel that you can re-engage your customer so that they will become a lifelong member or lifelong buyer. Yeah. So and then these are some of the examples that for some websites, then they will like using some attractive colors and big photos for drawing the customer attention. And then some of the tips will be like whether that the information of the items are easy to chase, to see in the website, whether the discount promotion is attractive enough to catch their eyes, and whether the form optimization is doing well on the website is something when you look up your website you can further study on that. And then and we just mentioned like how we can maintain the good CRM, or how to regather your customer to repurchase on your website. Some of the companies, they may ask the buyer to first sign up as member before they making a purchase. And to be honest, some of the buyer may feel that, oh, why before I make a purchase I need to fill out information? Because some of them afraid like whether my information are being stolen, right? Or even I don't want to leave my personal contact in any other website. So when some of the companies, we will find that actually you can let them make the first purchase first, and then we engage back them to sign up as a member if they wish to. Yeah. Because in PayPal we also have a database for you to collect back the customer name, email, and contact number. So even they make that purchase, you are able to re-engage back if they are willing to apply for a member. So that you don't need to be rushed at the beginning, saying, oh, you need to sign up as a member first, and then second, you can order now. Or instead, you can order first and then re-engage back as applying as a member. And then for the checkout flow, we will avoid to have a long checkout flow by having 7 steps, because maybe the customer, when they enter the shipping information, and then they're already tired. And then before they get to PayPal, they're filling a lot of information again. And then after they go to PayPal, they need to enter information again. So that it keep repeating the information that need to enter, and also make the purchasing time very long. So this will also affect the conversion rate. So what we can do is we actually will collect the information, let's say the address, name, and email and contact number. So you can just use a direct shortcut button, and you do not need to ask them to fill the information before they go into the checkout. And we, for the cross-border survey, we have also interviewed some companies that are doing business in Europe, and they found that if they put PayPal and put without PayPal, is a big difference on the market share, sales volume. It's affected by 54% on the increase on the sales. So that for this is the date from the data we know. For if they check out through PayPal, is around 79% on the conversion rate. But if general, the original 7 steps for the checkout, is around 46.4% on the checkout. So because you invest on your online shop, you invest on your marketing budget on the promotion, of course, all of us want to get more sales, right? So this is how we can help you to increase your sales volume on your website. And we also have a smart payment button, which we are able to show, depending on, according to the locale code, we're able to know where the customer coming from. For example, if the customer from Japan, then we are going to show the credit card that we support in Japan. For example, JCB, we are support. We also will show Visa and Master discount logo here, so that it makes the customer feel familiar. Because different country, the customer has their own purchasing behavior. For example, for Japan, comparing JCB and Visa, they will prefer JCB more. instead of using Visa card. And of course, this button also supported by Magento, and there is a like plugin that just you need to buy and then plug in directly to the website, which is very convenient, and its coverage also covers more than 200 countries for accepting your client from 200 countries. So it is very convenient, and when you using it, then that will be the layout of the checkout. Like if before clicking into the PayPal, it shows the checkout options. PayPal credit is offered by US, so that if US customer going to your website, they can see PayPal credit here. Then when they click inside, then they can proceed their purchase by entering the information. So it's very user friendly for customers that if you target for selling cross-border. And depending on different style of online shop that we have we also have different kind of checkout way for you to select. Some example for you to have a look. And we also have a one-touch function to improve the conversion rate. This is for personal users. If the PayPal personal users they toggle on the one-touch function, if they repeat purchase, they don't need to log in their account. They can skip the login procedure to purchase the item directly. For example, without using one touch, they need to enter their email address and then password to purchase. And if they toggle on with one touch, they actually don't need to fill in anything. They just click 2 clicks and to purchase. So we always need to capture the customer when they feel what good with the product and want to buy that, right? So the faster they can purchase, and then we're easy to get more sales on the website. Okay, so we also mentioned about how to utilize the social media for you to expand your business. We have a link which called PayPal.me. We are faster than PayMe. Actually, we have this product before than PayMe launch. This is a customer tailored link that you can add your own logo or maybe your face, or you can design your logo put here, and then it can be a fixed amount or unfixed amount for the payment link, and then you can utilize WhatsApp, WeChat, or your Facebook or your IG that with this link, so that when your customer wants to pay, then they can pay through this link. It's very convenient for them. So some more tips is when we do marketing, we always need to do trial and test and then review to find out which one is the most effective with lesser cost. So that always good to have a chart to when you try out something to mark down which one is more like useful, and then we keep repeating the way that you do, so that to make your website online shop become more successful. And yeah, and if people ask us like how will PayPal charge, or what will be the fee, is it expensive? For us, we only charge per transaction, and we do not have any monthly or setup fee, so that we make very fair to the merchant, saying if you don't have any transaction, why we need to charge you? But if we help you to make any get any sales, then you need to pay. So we just charge on transaction. So before your sales happen, we don't charge anything. Okay, so that is what I shared today, and then I hope I can share with you some insights about how to do a good website, and then what is the important area of payment, and then what customer is thinking about on their mind before they make a purchase on your website. And we have a team in Hong Kong that helping merchants to support on their accounts, and also giving advice on how they can improve online sales. If you have anything that want to talk with us and you're interested in using our service or any questions, that feel free to reach out to us, and then or stay behind. Then we are here to serve you. Thank you.
And actually, there are a lot, and it's like amazing. PayPal is money, yeah. And then we actually have a Q&A session. Yeah. So, do you have any question here? Yeah, please.
Yeah, I got one question to PayPal. You say that you pay as you go based on transaction, but you share beforehand with merchant about the limitation, the status of limitation that you put in their business card HKEBA?
You mean that when there is any limitation happen in the account, right?
When you start generating revenue and having decent cash flow, suddenly PayPal will stop, freeze that amount of money and block you, keep you hanging dry over there without your cash.
Understand. Yeah, sometimes merchants will face limitation when they start using your.
Not sometimes, always.
All right. So actually, it is like kind of reviewing procedure for PayPal, because we apart from signing up account through us, you can sign it online, right? So when they start using your account, we will have a like onboarding review to collect the information from the merchant. But if they will send notification on the account, and if you're aware of that, you submit the information there, and then our compliance and review team will respond, and after they review, they will take action accordingly. So that it's really important to keep monitor the accounts, because they will send notification through to your registered email address, and also with the notification when you log into the account. So that just follow if this happens, no need to worry, just follow this procedure to upload the request information, and then let the team to understand and review, and then after time they will respond 24 to 48 hours to resolve the issue. Yeah, but yeah, this is, I hope I can answer questions.
Well, it's not, my question is, well, after you comply and you provide all the documents, why your money still get frozen for 3 to 6 months? This is my question.
I think maybe we can study later, because it really depends on case by case, and then I don't have any like it really depends on the business model and which kind of information that you have provided to them.
Thank you.
And any question?
historical needs from PayPal, right? So this is I would say that this is a packaged solution or packaged platform that you can further customize if you need to. But of course, if it is originated from the on-premises version, so previously you need to install and all those things. So that's why we introduced the concept to have a SaaS services, and then you can subscribe, and then you can have all those of the environment ready in the cloud services. Like what we are offering right now is through AWS data center, and later on we will offer it through the Microsoft Azure Center, and then you can have the environment ready. But I would say that most of the time you will be looking for Magento for further customization as well as integrations. You can, I would say that most of the time will be done by our solution partner on that, because different vertical do have different partners to make their domain expertise of that. For example, the FMCG, the fast retailing, fast fashions, pharmaceutical, professional services, FSI. So those requirements will have a much more unique for the vertical solution. So most of the time we will have our vertical solution partner to help you to deploy the solutions, so that you can integrate with your backend system, you fulfill all the compliances arrangement, like connect with your logistic and all those of the payment solutions, so that you can have all everything set up. So this is the arrangement. We have the platform, we have the solution partner, and then they will have the expertise to help you to gear up the platform and then up and running.
on-premise option is no longer exist.
So,
The on-premise
no, on-premises versions will still exist within Adobe. So the Magento will be available in both. On-premises, you can self-own and self-install, and then design your own data center as well. And we will have the cloud as an alternative option as well. So it really depends. If you're looking for fast up and running services, then eventually most of the time our customer will looking for cloud solutions. Just like you have an email. You don't want to install an Exchange server, right? So this is the analogy. If you want an email, you just subscribe, and then you can have it. But if you're looking for more tailor-made service, you got a workflow, you got all those of the things that you want to customize yourself, and then you have the integrations that eventually you may consider on-premises. And also one thing, some of the customers will need to be on-premises, just like you're in China at the moment. If you're in India, if you're in Germany, because this is bound by law. If you are talking about PII sensitive information, you need to be within the national border to have all those of the PII. So eventually, on-premises will maybe the only options that you have. Otherwise, you can host in the local data center that they have promised you, or have the warranty that it's not outside the national boundary. Then it's okay as well. But from our perspective, on-premises will be suiting for every of the scenario this kind of compliance is required.
Yeah, thank you, Andy. And actually, we are running out of time, so at last, I would like to thank you all of you here, and thank you, Andy and Linda, for speaking with us. And I would like to remind you to fill in the questionnaire, and you can refer to the